What's going on, everybody? I wanted to come on live. Oh, wait 1 second. We're still having one of the profiles didn't go live, so we're going to fix that. There we go. So first off, I just wanted to give out some gratitude to everyone who supported both the campaign, which just ended, but also who reached out to me and asked how JAXX is doing, have shown a lot of concern and actually asked about him. Has meant a lot to me. You know who you are. Thank you for being patient with me when I didn't always get back right away. It's funny. They kick you out of the hospital, and then all of a sudden you're supposed to become a nurse, and you're supposed to know these things. You're supposed to know if what this color dripping is okay. Is this the way it's supposed to look while it's healing? And the doctors and nurses, they give you all this advice, but they don't realize that half of it you just don't understand. It's like when they're going over instructions with me, they're always like, well, why aren't you asking more questions? Like, what questions am I supposed to ask right now? Because everything you told me makes sense. Well, I don't know what's going to go wrong, and I don't know what's going to happen. So I don't know what's going to be something that's concerning. Lucky enough, JAXX is progressing, so I'm happy where we are right now. I'd be happier if it were like 3 months from now and this would all be something in the past. But thank you seriously for everyone who showed me and JAXX that we're not alone. The ones who reached out and showed the concern and have asked about JAXX. I have some of you have asked almost on a daily basis how he's doing. I truly appreciate it, and I want you all to know that. I am very tired. This reminds me of when JAXX was first born, actually, because I went back to like that dad hawk mode where if he moved, I woke up. And I've been sleeping on a cot to set up the living room to be something of a treatment room, a recovery room, if you would. Say I'm tired. I'm struggling with my words. Way more than normal, but anytime he moved, I woke up. And it's been difficult. It has been difficult to do this all on my own a lot of the times, especially at night when you're all alone and you're afraid they're going to wake up and they're not going to be feeling good. First 24 hours is always the most rough, I think, because he was just not himself. And, he's mad, he's angry, he's in pain. He doesn't understand why I put him through it. So a very difficult beginning to this, which was expected. And while this did happen suddenly, because we had hoped that treatments were going to work to solve the problem, and it did not. So we wound up having to go the other course. And because of the time of the year, and this is for those who don't know, for those who will watch this is exactly the reason that I've kind of disappeared for the last couple of months, especially when it comes to being on the roads. On social media, I've been around, but like going to events and stuff like that, this is why I had to cancel a lot of my summer. And I do so without even a concern in the world. That dude, that little beautiful boy right there, my finger disappeared, is my world. And I have no problem taking time off to be with him. And what we've accomplished, not only do we have the surgery, but I helped him catch up. So I was also not just a nurse, which I'm doing now, and I hope I'm doing a good job, but I'm also been a teacher this summer. And we have had to race through so much. I mean, you go to TikTok and you'll see I'm not kidding. We went through 4 textbooks. This is not a joke. That's each one minimum 300 pages, maximum about 600 in one of them. Just about 600. So together they're almost 2,000. Well, it's like 1,600. So that's been my summer. It's been I don't know the right word for it. I'm tired. I'm sorry. I have developed it around the needs of my son, and I'll put it that way. So it's just the truth. Sure, there's a word for it, but I can't think of the right one at the moment. Like I said, I'm tired. This is day 3 post-op, and of course, I couldn't sleep very much before the surgery because I was nervous as hell. My mind wouldn't turn off, and I was up. So I want to thank everyone who is around and present enough to help me advocate for myself and my campaign. Like I said, it was a huge learning experience that I shouldn't have had to go on because I know better. And I think that's the hardest, when you screw up and you know you knew better and you know you fucked up. And despite that fuck up, people came to rally behind me and support me and show me, the people who have been there for me, trust me, I'll never forget you. And you're the ones I'm always going to be appreciative. And that just doesn't mean the people who backed it. The people who shared it matter just as much to me as anyone who backs it. Because someone might not back it for financial reasons. It might not be something that they're into, or they just might not have the time. And I respect that and understand it. I can't back everyone's campaign. I don't try to. I don't brag about how many times I backed it. I've said a couple times how many I've backed, and people have asked me. I've kind of been like, oh, cool, I've backed 300 campaigns. Like my 500 backing was for Boston Metaphysical Society, and that was pretty cool. Because the creator, she's amazing. She's part of our hall of creators. So, just having someone like that be someone who's that genuine about comics, be my 500 backing, that mattered to me. So, and that's Madeline, of course, if you don't, Madeline Hollyrousing. But beyond that, I try to support as many people as I can, and I get not everyone can, especially and don't take this the wrong way. No one take this the wrong way. I'm going to be very slow at this because I know I'm tired. I don't want creators to back my project unless they're interested in the work for more than $1. If they're just doing it to show support to me, just throw $1. And this is for two reasons. The first reason is, most importantly, I don't want them throwing money at me. I want them to spend their money how they want to. $1 shows a lot of love. That's all I need. But if they're really interested, the second reason is it shows me my proper market and how my marketing's going. I don't want to live off of other creators. And there's a lot of creators out there who just go after the fellow creators and try to get the fellow creators to back everything they do and actually expect them to back it. I said this, and I'm going to stay saying this. No one, and I advocate for people through comic book advocates. I'm known as the indie advocate, the comics advocate, even a devil at times. But the people who I back, I expect them to not back me just because I back them. They don't ever have to back me. And I only back people for more than $1 if I like the story or I know someone who will. And that's just being honest and showing them a market. See, $1 shows that we can support each other. But we also don't inflate a market that's not necessarily there. There are a lot of people out there who trade on their name. And I think I did that one time. And I instantly regretted it. And I was doing it because I thought it was, at the moment, the right thing to talk about how independent comics work. See, I'm rambling. I'm tired. I'm going to wrap this up. I'll just finish this story and then say a couple more things and be out of your hair. Sorry. Tired. I'm rambling. So I had said to back the advocator, because that's where I was working on back then, you're not an indie comics if you don't back this. And to my mind, it was because this was bringing a lot of different indie creators together, and I really thought that it had some legs to do some amazing stuff. Sadly, that project is gone away. I don't see anything in the future for it. It was a great experience, and it taught me a lot, but that was one thing I regretted about that, was saying that. It did work. It got us noticed, and it got people talking about it, but it was a rare time in the way I was promoting something. I had felt like I had crossed the line, and I remember I apologized for it actually quite quickly. But I did also say that I did believe partially that it wasn't necessarily wrong. But like I say now, back a project for $1, it's never back my project. I've never told anyone they had to. And if anyone didn't back my project, I don't care. I could care less. I don't. But if I see someone who's never backing other people's projects ever, but they're always trying to come to Kickstarter, yeah, that'll be something that'll make my radar, and it'll make me second guess whether or not I necessarily support them just because they're not giving back. Now, I'm talking about $1 support, because if they're not willing to go out and at least support a few creators for $1, then what the hell are you doing here? Like, you're just making it about yourself, and there's nothing wrong with that. Don't ask me to join along. And a lot of these guys try to even tell you, oh, we have to support each other, while they're not supporting anyone. And then there are people who inflate their numbers just to try to be like oh, look at how great I am. and the fakeness of it all makes me sick. End of the day, I want to win you over with my pitches. I want to win you over with what I create. And understand, I talk to thousands of people a year. I deal with more people offline, even in a slow year, than I'll ever deal with necessarily on a Kickstarter until I crack the code and get to be seen by the same amount of people like we've seen at a con. And my conversion rate at a con is pretty damn good, actually. It's not as good on social media. So, and I've said this, I never got into comics to be good at Kickstarter. Kickstarter became a tool. And I know I haven't used that tool right. So for the people who bailed me out on this one, understand that going forward, you're going to see a difference in everything I do that comes to crowdfunding. I assure you of that. I'll never come to you for this type of help because I was unprepared. Now, I'm not going to say that life won't happen and I might not say I need your help, but you'll have seen something a lot better around it and understand that this wasn't something that I had made a mistake, something came up and suddenly it was a problem. But thank you so much for bailing me out. A lot of you did a lot of work. It got us stable and it got us past the finish line. Now that's going to be a book. I will have learned a lot from it. As far as JAXX goes, he's giggling with his mom in the other room right now. I've been home. I left yesterday at one point just so he could spend more time with his mom, and I got us food. I could have used the new Grubhub thing, but at the time it was like an hour to wait for food, and we were all kind of hungry. It's been long days being around Jaxie. You get nervous. You want him to be okay, and you see there's nothing worse than seeing your kid in pain. Oh my God, there's nothing gut wrenching like that. I wish I could take every ounce of his pain. I would. And like I said, I've been sleeping on a cot, and my back is horrible right now. I haven't injured myself yet. I've been taking great care to even have pillows underneath me to be on this cot, so I'm trying my hardest to prevent anything from seriously happening. But I'm stiff. I have burns. Must be my other one. I have like a burn somewhere over here. I don't think you can see on the screen, just from friction of trying to sit on the thing and move. But I was there for him, and that's all that matters. He'll know that his dad was always there for him. And there's nowhere else I wanted to be for those couple days. What I did do was read a few things next to him, laying next to him. But anything he needed, I've made it a habit to ask him while he's up every 30 minutes if he's okay. He's a tough kid, which is bad in a certain way because he's not asking for pain meds the way he probably should. So now we've actively began to give him pain meds a little more often. So hopefully he's okay. That's really all I got for you guys. I am, as you see, notably tired. I'm going to take a nap, and every day I'm going to progress more. But I wanted to say thank you to everyone who reached out and who shared concerns about JAXX. JAXX is more popular than me. I'll put it that way. I think if I had announced I had a surgery, people would just wait 6 months to hear what happened to me. But with him, a lot of you showed some concern and love, and I appreciate you all for it. I appreciate all the kindness and all, especially anyone who put out the thoughts, the positive thoughts on surgery day. If you go back and look at my TikToks, you probably see how nervous I was as I did TikToks as he was in surgery, because honestly, I needed something. And I wanted to say this finally. Over the last 2 years, I've had a lot of people tell me that I should stop advocating for comics as much. I need to put myself first. And I'll admit, there is something to what they're saying. And they weren't necessarily wrong. They didn't understand two things. And this is why I'll never give up comics. One, with the chronic pain, this helps me focus when pain is really bad. Like I was doing today, JAXX is doing better. He's able to be more mobile and move around a little bit more. And he spent some time with his aunt in his room. The first time in days, I was by myself able to do something, not just for a shower quickly or a quick drive to get food, but actually by myself and able to do on the computer anything I wanted to do. And I was able to advocate and do some stuff that's going to help people in the future as we're building towards our season premiere or the fall season premiere, the fall premiere of the shows that we're doing, and we've redeveloped them throughout the summer. And advocating for people grounds me, makes me happy, and it continues to allow me to kind of reset. Even if I spend 20 minutes versus 2 hours, I need to have those 20 minutes in my life. It helps keep me positive and helps me clear my mind. And it also feels great to help other people. So I can never give up doing this, I don't think. I think even when at my busiest point, I'll find a way to sneak 20 to 30 minutes. Even if someone else is running comic book advocates and I'm talking to them, texting them, pooping and talking to them, I'm going to find a way to make it happen. Because it does ground me and it makes me feel great. It's just the truth. As far as me goes, I'm going to work on me too at the same time. The difference here is, and I've said this before, and I'm going to end it this way, is what you put in now is what you're going to get out of it. I spent too much time in my earlier advocating, spending way too much of it, trying to go out of my way to help people who weren't helping themselves. I can offer you I'm looking at my tattoo. It's funny, like in that picture, it's a lot newer. So you look at it and it's a little different. I have ADHD, I apologize. So, as I was saying, I used to look for people a lot, find out what they were doing. And it doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're checking out 20 to 30 people and trying to ask them about their campaigns, about their forecast, about what this and this and that, and you're not focusing on yourself, those 20 people can take up 20 minutes each. And it's 400 minutes, that's hours at that point. Was it 400? It's about 5 hours, 6 hours, maybe even more. Echo, 400 minutes divided by 60. I'm too tired to do the math.
400 minutes divided by 60 is approximately 6 minutes and 40 seconds.
So 6 hours. Yeah, 36. So just about over. Oh, I'm again drifting. I'm tired. I need a nap. I can get it now that JAXX's mom is here. So I want to advocate for everyone, but I need you to put the minimum effort into doing it. And we're going to be talking about that. And we're going to start from scratch and go back through everything. I'm actually going to go look at all my YouTube videos and turn everything into a TikTok. A 1 to 10 minute video on how to do things. It'll be a series on my Mr. Anderson TikTok page, which you guys should subscribe to as long as comicbookadvocates.com. Again, thank you so much for the positive vibes with JAXX. I truly and greatly appreciate it. For all of you who reached out, really meant a lot. Again, I'm sorry that at times it took me hours upon hours to get back. I really haven't been on my phone much. Like, I've been taking care of him, holding him, watching TV with him. We watched Star Wars, where he's seen every Star Wars film at this point, except I think the Solo movie is the only one I still got to show him. But I wanted him to he had never seen 4, 5, and 6, so we had actually gotten that taken care of. And because he was like a Clone War baby, and of course the most recent ones because he's been growing up with them. But we went through them all. So that's not too bad, right? But all right, I'm tired. I'm gonna keep blobbering on. I can't believe it's been 20 minutes. Thank you. And this you're not alone. It wasn't about assuring all of you that you had somewhere to go. But you all assured me that there was some people out there caring about me and JAXX. And I'm truly grateful for that. Thank you so much. Sorry my mind is so out of it. When I get tired, it just swims all over the place. So I'm going to go rest for a bit while his mom's here. Hopefully be able to think again. Thank you. And remember, you're not alone. You're just a message away from someone who cares. I was about to hit the leave studio instead of the end broadcast. And that person who cares is me. So send me a message, and I'll make sure you know that you're not alone.